she's today.
The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Kyalami, the home of happy customers.
Happy
customers. That's what you find when you go to Suzuki Rivonia or Suzuki Kyalami and you deal with the Van Kerkhovens and their peeps. Tonya's camera is going, but not, this is what your camera should have been doing on our space launch.
Wait, just wait.
Yeah?
Just wait.
All right, let's give Tonya time to set her camera up. Off to Primrose Hill we go. We welcome the first team member on the show, Alistair Jameson, the only Jameson in Germiston.
Hello, make sure it's a double.
And now off to KZN, to Sadwana, Tonya Curry.
Hello.
So we got a new button. It's called the I Don't Feel So Good button. This is for...
Good, Tom.
Oh, wow. Let me sort that out for you. So it's a
I
new...
don't feel so good, Tom.
Oh, hold on a moment. Let me sort you out.
There you go. Much better. Much better.
See, so we got a new
Much
button
better.
called the I Don't Feel Good button. And if you... Well, it's the I Feel Good button, but if you don't feel good, then you can just write a message in the comment section. You can just say, Tom, my pet hamster got eaten by the Pekingese and I don't feel good. Don't worry, I'll solve that for you. All fixed now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much. This is absurd.
Yes, 1 minute 54 seconds and we haven't said anything. Hello, from Tom and the team on the Tom London Show. It's good to be with you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're smack bang in the middle of what, on the surface looks like just another week or two with some holidays in between, but somebody puts these calendars together so that people who have real jobs where they get up in the morning and they drive to work in the traffic, those people turn the 4 holidays or however, 2 holidays or however many are, they turn it into like 20 days off or something. It's like...
That's true. That's true.
South Africans are amazing at doing this. You know, in America, over Christmas,
magicians.
people leave like their job in Chicago at lunchtime on the 24th to be in time for Christmas lunch in Sastuak, Minnesota or something. And then the next day, 2 days later, they're back at work. And in this country, we got 2 or 3 holidays. We'll find ways to put them there. And, it landed on a Sunday. That means that we have to put it on a Monday and a Tuesday now. We do stuff like that. I look at this calendar. There's like no work being done in April. So there was...
April, nothing, eh? Nothing.
Right. There's no work that gets done in December because everyone says, sorry, we're closing down at the moment. It's all like we're winding down. January...
That's actually from mid-November, to be fair.
Yes. So let's say mid-November we don't work in this country. From mid-November on.
Yes.
And then January comes, nobody works. Because we're still on holiday.
Back, like the 20th. Yeah.
February, there's Valentine's Day and getting the kids settled in at school and stuff like that. Like we've got to concentrate on that. And then March comes along and we go, oh boy, we better start working now.
Do some work.
Yeah, better do some work. And then along comes April and it's like, nah, you don't have to worry about that, man. What are you worried about? Well, stop that nonsense now with all this work schmirk. Really?
Do you know where it comes from, Tom?
I mean,
Where does it come from, Alistair?
It comes from our days at school. Back in your Christmas holidays were like 18 weeks long. Then you have a week in Easter just to recover from the holidays. Then in the middle of winter you have a time of like 3 or 4 weeks off.
I don't remember school being like that. I remember school being like all the time except for just a few breaks.
I also don't remember it being like no school.
Really? Do you remember? Maybe Durban was
I feel
different.
like they're getting far too much school holidays, man.
What, now?
Since when we were kids.
Do you think so?
No,
I don't know. Am I wrong?
at school. Christmas holidays, you break up in the middle of November And you go back in the
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle of
Oh,
June.
you reckon we've followed them? We're now got school holidays worked into our work
Holiday fever.
rosters.
It's full holiday fever.
Okay, got it. Ah, Daryl's alive. I've been in
Ah,
such.
hi, Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl. Tonya said hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
The
much.
less often heard Daryl the drummer. Boy, I don't know. Like, so I want to ask you as you watch this, how's your Easter period been? What have you been up to? Where are you? What are you doing? It's got to be more interesting than me. Because my big choice the last 4 days is whether to leave the property or not. Whether to call someone on a motorbike to bring the Coca-Cola or to leave and go get the Coca-Cola. That's been the big decision the last few days. I've been lying in bed and watching movies and just wolfing down a series at a time. Crazy stuff. But it hasn't made me feel better. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Alistair, what's going on in your place?
Yeah, sounds like a
My
noise. There's a
ex-wife
noise
is rattling
there.
around here. She's digging out supper. She's got the
She's
kettle
back
going.
here.
And
Oh, okay. No, it's all right. We'll just dim the volume a little bit for while you do. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when the kettle's boiled.
Thank you
Gareth
very
Cliff
much.
doesn't have this on his show. I've watched his show. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have any of this. We do have some topics today, by the way. I'm sure there's some topics. Let's have a look and see what's
Yeah, we
going on in the.
did. Hang on,
I
let's see.
did say it's going to be a relaxed conversation today because I am really in. I wouldn't call myself in. I'd say I'm in depressed mode, but I'm in go slow mode. Definitely, I'm in go slow mode at the moment.
well, I only woke up 45 minutes before the show, so
Are you serious?
yeah.
What did you
Came
just?
back from the hospital. I was big.
Oh, you were at the hospital getting your medication today, and then you came home and had a
Yeah.
nap. But that's a nap.
Yeah, well, it still leaves you feeling kind of fuzzy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. I've been doing that for 4 days. It's lucky you got me out of bed this afternoon. I wasn't going to confess all, but anyway. Marlene Falkenberg says, afternoon, everybody. Margaret Guida says, hello, all. Nikki Hart says, hi, all. Happy Earth Day. It's Earth Day today. And you know when you appreciate Earth Day, you'll only appreciate Earth Day when you've been up in space and you've looked down on Earth. That's what I reckon.
She's so good. They've only been
That's
getting
why-
married for the
No,
last
I
couple of days,
reckon.
though.
Yeah, for sure. I told you, everyone's jealous. Everyone is jealous. Even Gail King did what I said I would do, and that is I look down on all of you small people until you have been to space. Don't tell me about space.
I'm not an astronaut.
That's it. I've followed the same trajectory as Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Richard Branson.
Wasn't a ride.
It wasn't a ride. Oh, talking about rides, did you see the ride? Apparently, this is the Rand show, which used to be called the Rand Easter show. I was looking at, I put this under saved video so that I could play it on the show today. And then I was scrolling down, and I think what made me depressed today was I saw a video of me at a Bryan Adams concert a few years back, having the time of my life. And I thought, what happened to my I was there with a pretty girl that I was seeing at the time. There's this fun video of
Come on, Tom.
Summer of '69 playing in the background.
Ooh.
I was having a jolt, and then now I'm like, and now? I think that
What
did.
do you mean?
I'm serious. I was all ready to go on air, and then I saved the Rand show video, and then I went down on my saved video feed,
Oh.
and I saw a video from years back where I was just having the time of my life. And then I thought, but look at the last 4 days. What have you done, you poople? You've been lying in your bed doing nothing. Like, what's happened? I mean, I'm serious. Yeah. I'm actually going to play this video. I'm not even scum about this.
You've been to Funky
Okay, let's
Town.
go.
Check it out. Check.
Careful with the background music.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's him playing live, so... You see, this is why the life was good, man. I was in the concert seats. I wasn't lying in my bed for 4 days deciding whether I want Uber Eats or whether I'm going to go to the shops. I was in the stands with the peeps.
But I bet the next 3 days you were in bed.
No, I don't think so. I was there. I was in the crowds, in the stands. This wasn't even me filming. This was my date filming.
The way they put the words up in the background.
It's very clever. Very clever for the old people like us to remember. See, there I am, rocking. There's a sexy woman that I've taken with me. You know? Come on, baby. That was my life. And today I got up and see, that was my life. And today I got up and I fed the birds. What is that now? Where's that coming from? I have no idea how that happened. I didn't press none of those buttons, ma'am. Wasn't me. Do you see? Like I think that was the. And I was thinking about it 10 minutes before the show. I was thinking when I was growing up, I remember there were people who lived in the same house their whole life. Like their whole life, they lived in the same house. Did you know people like that?
Yeah.
I knew people like that. Like my grandparents, for most of their life, lived in the same house. But there were some people that maybe it was a Springs thing, but I don't think so. I think it's like sign of the times thing. And people, so I thought about it. I thought, wow, Omar and Boyke, who we used to walk across the road to go and have Oros and Mari biscuits with when we were children in Alaska Road in Springs. Yeah, Belter Fred and Park, you know what I'm talking about. Oros and Mari biscuits. I told you I dated a Santon girl once and she'd never eaten marshmallows because her parents said they were for poor people. Stop it. You know you said that, you Santon people. You know you said that. Yes, she used to love coming to Springs because she could eat marshmallows there because that's what the poor people ate. Oh, man. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So we used to, when we were younger, we'd go to Omar and Boyke. We'd go across the road. We'd go to Omar and Boyke and there would be the TV would be pride of place in the lounge, and then there'd be a doily with a lamp on top of the TV.
Yes.
That was Omar and Boyke's lounge, and they lived in that house, and then
they lived there forever.
Well, Omar died, and then eventually Boyke died, and hey, it's Daryl, and then he's got a sick sense of humor, Daryl. But I was thinking they didn't have to deal with too much change in their life, did they?
No, not really.
Like what? Let's change the doily on the TV.
Okay, weren't they going through wars and stuff?
No, they missed the wars, didn't they? What's that, Alistair?
No,
They didn't have a TV to put a doily on.
They did, but what they did when I was a kid.
When were you a kid? In the 1970s?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But well,
You're forgetting where there's a 10-year age gap between us or something.
Yeah, I keep
That's what you
forgetting, yeah.
keep forgetting.
does he think you're a boy? That
No,
he
he thinks we're from the same era. So when he thinks of childhood, he's thinking, I'm also thinking of the same time period. But we've missed. But I kind of grew up with a little bit of radio and then TV. But my point is that Omar and Boyke, they didn't have to have too much change. Like maybe the doily got changed every 5 years on the TV, or after 20 years, someone said, let's go to Morkel's, the 2-year guarantee store, and go get a new couch. you know, or maybe we should change the tiles in the bathroom to olive green. Yeah, that was the full extent of the change.
do you talk about Morkel's? I did an advert for Morkel's once upon a time.
You did an ad for Morkel's? Oh, hold on. Pete Velterfred and Park people seem to remember this advert. Tell us more.
I was taken to a studio in Orange Grove somewhere.
Yeah? Oh,
It used to be a movie house and then was converted into a film studio.
Sasani Studios.
Probably. I don't know. I
Yes.
don't remember the name.
Yeah.
It was on not just, but
Near the shopping center there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a whole street scene set up in this studio.
Yeah.
And I had to stand there with a trench coat and a one of those trilby hats on and pretend to be reading a newspaper while people rushed past me to get to the...
In a Morkel's advert.
Yeah, they were all rushing to the Morkel store to change their appliances and come back with new appliances.
And to your
Pretend
guarantees.
to read the
Yeah.
newspaper, look at this lot going past me and go, hey, wait a minute, I should be doing this too.
Oh, was that your role? To pretend to
Yeah.
be
that's
all
funny.
surprised? Just like, yeah, I've never been in an advert. Have you been in an advert, Tonya?
No.
Yeah,
no,
I
I've never
I
been
feel
in
a
an
bit left
advert.
out now. Have you been in an advert as you watch
Yeah.
this? Have you?
I
You know,
I
who did a lot of
uh,
adverts is old Winston, and he managed to like go and get BMWs and drive them around fancy islands and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Because he was really good looking.
So,
when he
yeah,
was
but if
young.
you're good looking, you can
Yeah.
do lots of adverts.
Do
I'll
most
see if I can
things.
find
hey.
my
Please find the Morkel's advert, Alistair. I'm sure we'd all love to see the Morkel's
That'd be
I don't know
advert.
if I
funny.
can find the Morkel's ad, but I can certainly
Oh.
find the Hunter Pilsner ad
Thank you very
that I
much.
was in.
All right, cool. I'd like to
Is
see
he
the
in the
Hunter.
Hunter? Wait,
Yes,
no,
yes.
wait,
No, he's got a whole
wait,
advertising.
you-
Don't start. I didn't get to finish my story, and you're going to get him started
Oh,
on
sorry.
his whole advertising
I
career.
know that we're sitting with a celebrity.
He did.
I mean, apart from
Not
you,
only that,
obviously.
he was also in Cape Town, big in the movies in Cape Town. He's been in movies. You and I, we haven't been in movies, and we haven't been.
Sorry.
We haven't been in adverts. He has.
No, only radio and TV.
Yeah?
That's about as
Yeah?
good as it gets.
And you haven't been a security guard, have you?
Me?
No.
No. Have
See?
you?
No, I haven't.
Have you been
Alistair?
a security guard?
Alistair?
have.
There we go.
Yeah.
See?
No, not a security guard.
Sorry.
Armed response.
Armed
There's a big
response.
difference.
Oh, yeah. Armed response.
Ah.
Hey, Walter Frederick
Yeah,
Park's got a lot of those oaks floating around. Armed response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armed response.
They all have.
I've got two of them, yeah. So
Okay,
my
sorry.
so my
So
point
I was
my
starstruck
my
for a
point
minute, but please
my
carry
point
on.
was my point.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My point was that Omar and Boyke, they only had to deal with change like once or twice in their life. I think Omar, when Omar didn't wake up that one day, then that was a big change in Boyke's life. Do you know what I'm saying? That was the crackerjack change of all change. Now, I look back on my life, I have had about 100 of those moments. I've had about 10. I don't even know how many times I could count how many times my life has changed. And I was thinking about it today. I was like, maybe that's why I just lay here for 4 days, to feel what it's like for nothing to change. I don't know. I was going through my mind today. It really was.
Did
There you
you,
go, Tom,
did
I
you
just
buy
sent you that
doilies
advert.
to celebrate?
What's that?
I just sent you that Pilsner ad.
No. I know that. I saw that. I was saying to Tonya, what's that?
Oh. Sorry.
I said, did you get a doily? Did you change your doilies to celebrate?
I don't have doilies. Maybe that's the
Well, I
problem. I don't have a doily in my
Maybe
life.
that's the
Well, hello, doily. Here's to you, doily. The band was playing way back when. So when I was a kid, it was the Rand Easter show. Walter Frederick Park knows all about the Rand Easter show. I don't think they call it the Rand Easter show anymore. Okay, Walter Fred, it's
Called
enough
the
now.
Rand.
I think it's called the Rand show now. Has been for many
Still
years.
held at Easter,
The Rand show. It's the Rand show.
but it's still at Easter.
I know, but they took the Easter out of it for some reason. There's no
It's
Easter.
funny,
It's the Rand show.
Why?
It's the Rand
Okay, right.
show. And the Rand show was always a big deal, and then it stopped being a big
Right.
deal. Do you know when it stopped being a
Yes.
big deal for me?
When?
Okay, hold on. Let me play you this video quickly, and then we'll bring up Rand show memories now. Shall we do Rand show memories? Today on the Tom...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Let's do some Rand show memories. Today on the Tom London Show, we're going to do Rand show memories. Do you have any memories of the Rand show? What are your favorite memories of the Rand Easter show? Pop them in the comment section down below this video, and I'll read them out on air. So here we go. This is Whoops. Why did that camera not... I had once again, I had a camera that was working and I decided not to. Share screen. The dysfunctionals are on board. Might as well stop the music. Ah, that's just you jealous Santon people. It's all the doctors. Yeah, you just love money. Okay, display on phone. All right, I got it.
Oh, that's
okay.
funny.
So this apparently is the Rand show. Yesterday, I think. Over here.
Okay.
There we go. The ride is stuck halfway, and everyone is just parking off in their little chairs with that little chain or whatever it is that goes across the front of your lap.
The things.
Can you imagine? Do you think that's load shedding? What do you think that is? Load shedding. That could be load shedding. Let's be honest.
That would be really rough.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, who's the company that maintained that?" Wah. But it could just be that could be load shedding. Yeah. See that guy that's saying,
I wonder how
"Yeah."
much they were out there.
Can you imagine sitting on that thing and you're sitting there? See,
God, it goes dead.
and can you tell it's South Africa because people are laughing? Listen. Listen. You know, it's South Africa. The rest of the world, we were like, people are like 1,000 people calling 911. 911, we got a big emergency here at the Tallahassee Park. South Africa, we film it and then we're like, hey, look at that fool.
That is so funny. I wonder how long they were up there for.
I don't know, but
I wonder how many of them got dead legs.
Gee, imagine sitting there like that.
Gee whiz.
Apparently,
the circulation to your legs, you can't do anything about it.
See, I don't know if that's a true story or not because of how many fake things there are on the internet nowadays. So, I mean,
Tom,
it
it's
says
very
Rand
scary.
show, but I don't know if it's the Rand show.
You have to do all sorts of investigative work before you can find out if a story is true or not. It's becoming like that.
Do you know what's true? Are the comments in the comment section? Marie Openshaw is laughing. Emily Hudson says, "Yay, hello, beautiful people. I'm so happy today. Why? I've been waiting all weekend for you to be on air. Love you madly." Oh, we love you too, Emily Hudson. Yes. Every January I used to put all my days in to make those weeks, says Helen. See, that's the corporate thing. I was dumb to that when I worked in corporates. I'd be sitting at work and the whole of Vodacom would be gone. And I always used to go, how can you run this whole company of 5 people? But somehow over Christmas they did. But I would get it wrong. I just have 1 or 2 days off and find myself sitting alone at work in the corporate. My girlfriend at the time who was corporate, she knew exactly how to do the date thing. Next thing, it's 3 weeks off and you've only taken 2 days leave or something. Una Guida says, speak for yourselves, only such luck in December. We're way back in the conversation here. Good afternoon. Darren Mann is busy interviewing people about Livingston Hospital in PE. Thanks for the call. Yeah, the more the merrier. Heather Nickelbine says Darren Mann is on it.
Surname.
I lost to Darren Mann in the weakest link. I came second and Darren Mann came first, which makes me hate him. Forever, I'm going to hate him. I love him, actually. He's a good man. Nikki Hart, has anybody heard where the Juju stampeded Orania today? Oh, no, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I do not want to talk about Orania. No, I do not.
She's brought it up.
I do not want to talk about Orania.
Juliet, one of them is going to go live in Orania. One of the EFF folks. He reckons he's going to be the first
go live there?
in Orania. Yeah. Only in South Africa, Oaks. These are the stories that
the other day I was
happy.
visiting a friend and I was in a very fancy area where the houses cost many, many millions. And then she said, there's many, many millions. And the cars that come out the driveway start with rolls. And she said, oh, that's where Julius lives, like on the corner there. I was like, wow, he's doing much better than I am. He's got a much nicer place than me. I was upset about that. I told Alistair, no, Alistair, look at Alistair's face. He's got that grumpy old man face on now. Look, check that face out. He's mentioned Julius Malema.
But didn't SARS take his house away?
No, he has got many houses.
Oh, nonsense. Which house?
Not the one that he's
Got
talking
many
about.
houses. That's many years ago. It's water under the bridge.
That's it.
We love Julius Malema.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, I'm not feeling really well.
You're not feeling good, Alistair? Hold on. Give you a dose of James Brown. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Pat's uncle stayed at home. How's it, everybody? Hope you all had a wonderful, relaxing weekend and refreshed for the new week ahead. Pat's uncle, I feel you, Tom. Janine, I can't say the name. Aspden. Alistair? Thank you. Janine Aspirin says, hi, all. I hope you had a great and blessed Easter.
That's not what I said.
Helen, I know that's not what you said. Helen Midmarch says, yeah, I saw that video. It's hectic stuff. Helen's daughter's traveling all over the world at the moment. She's like, Helen's posting pictures of her daughter posting pictures on Facebook. She's under an archer and all good for her. She's living. Me, on the other hand, on the bloody couch, man. Couch surfing.
No Brian Adams for you,
no
mate.
Brian Adams
for you. Yeah.
Margaret Guider says, I've been getting to
night.
know some very interesting Cape Townians over Facebook. No names, but never a dull moment. Hectic. You probably talking about Natalia, aren't you? Margaret, how new are you to Natalia? Anyway.
She was like, did you see Natalia this week?
What
That
happened?
story got a bit hectic. Like her mom fell out for real.
Oh, they had
and then
another
they're all
fight.
friends again.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. They'll be
fine.
friends again, though. They will.
Yeah, they're fine.
Anita number 1 says, good afternoon, trio dysfunctionals. Tom, never look back. Don't go back to Egypt. Egypt? Okay. I've never been to Egypt. That's one place I don't want to go.
Same.
I've got no desire. Looks sandy and it looks dirty and it looks, I don't know, plastic packety. When a country looks plastic packety to me, like the propensity for plastic packets to be blown around in the wind, then I'm not sure about that place.
You saw the one photo with the pyramids and the plastic packet.
I know. You see one, and then that's the whole of Egypt. Now I think the whole of Egypt is full of plastic. It must be, isn't it? I'm sure Egypt is just full of plastic packets blown around in the wind. Sure, when you're like,
you've driven out past Clarksdorp lately.
No, I haven't actually driven out past Clarksdorp lately. Is it also lots of plastic packets?
Well, the wind out of those flutters that blows packets into the barbed wire fences, and then they flap and carry on.
Really?
Yeah.
So, plastic packets. Oh, man. Soraya Laura says, afternoon, everybody. Gwen Sanders says, 2 Mari biscuits with margarine in between my lunchbox. Yum. They were the good days. Hi, Tom, from your hometown, Springs, says Carol Da Silva Pereira. Sharon Sappert, or Sappe, says, behold, I make all things new, Tom, for you. Thank you, Sharon. I said, it was sad news to see the Pope passed away. I was amazed that he did the Easter blessing on Sunday, and he found the energy or whatever it was to sit there and go through that. It was his last day. Can you imagine?
Conspiracy theorists unite.
Then he met.
People are saying that the vice president wore a yellow tie with ties into some conspiracy story. And
all I know is J.D. Vance met him and he died.
Yeah, but that can happen. I mean,
when you meet Vance.
No, you can meet someone and the next day they can pass away, especially if they're deathly ill. Oh, man, you see, there's the...
my mom's Catholic, right?
Yeah.
My mom's Catholic, so like...
Well, commiserations to her. Yeah.
It's a big deal in our household.
It is. It is. It's a big, big deal.
Yeah.
Right, I have, but for one American company filmed in Durban. Oh, Anita has been in an advert. Helen says, my 28-year-old daughter was in a baby formula ad when she was a baby. Does that count? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Gail was an extra in a few South African movies, Kickboxer, Sweet and Short, etc. back in the day. Wow.
Wow.
That lady that was in that video of the Bryan Adams concert that you saw me with, she was Angelina Jolie's double.
Body double.
I don't know if you're allowed to say the word body double with Angelina Jolie. She has a fit if you say body double. Stand in, fill in, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're not allowed to
standing
say
and
body
double are two
double.
different
No, you can't. You can say body double with those actresses. They have a hissy. They went, what do you mean a body double? There's nothing wrong with my body that I need a double. No, you're saying that's a stand-in. My body is fine. I don't need a double.
But there's a distinct difference between body double and a stand-in.
Yes, you see. There we go. Yeah, we've got our film experts on board. What's the difference?
A double will do the action for you.
Yes.
So that you don't get hurt as the main actress.
Yes.
A stand-in is just a person that stands in front of camera while they set everything
measure
up.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
So that they can, get the measurements and the distance from camera and the focus and whatever else.
Yeah. It's two separate jobs.
Okay, but what Alistair just said now means you can get a body double for Angelina Jolie.
But don't start a rumor now that Angelina Jolie... Stop it, Daryl. No, we didn't start the rumor that Angelina Jolie's always using body double.
Angelina Jolie.
No. Angelina Jolie doesn't use body. That's the whole point. What are you people doing here? Stop it, Walter Frieden Park. She's going to sue me.
Oh, dear.
Man. Tonya Curry, did you color your hair? It looks awesome, asks Anita.
Oh, thank you. I didn't. I watched it.
There we go. 3 cheers for Tonya.
I'm feeling better, Anita. That's why.
And Alistair washed his hair.
Thank you very much.
I worked at the Randy's to show many, many times when I was much younger, says Carol Hall. Long hours. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the place to get leather jackets, wasn't it?
Used to go get the Turkish leather jackets and go stand outside the broadcast studios for 94, 95, Highveld stereo, 5 FM and Metro. Yeah.
And have a little
and maybe
cake.
go
That's
see
what
one
you
of the
do.
concerts. I went to go see a concert there. And the opening act went on forever. And then eventually a man at the back of the crowd shouted, "Oh, my God, how much more can a man take?" And the whole crowd laughed. And the band still played another 2 songs. But, I'm just going back 20 minutes. Wasn't there a story I was supposed to finish?
Oh, my God.
There was. Okay, wait, it'll come to me.
It was when I was about to talk about
You were
the...
talking about Granny and Grandpa across the road.
Nothing changes.
No, we've moved on from that. It was the roller coaster. I'd already setting up for the roller coaster ride. Rand show or something, I can't remember. There was something very funny that I was going to tell you about, and now it's gone. It's all your fault for distracting me. My half-brother pushed me high around on the swings that I nearly flew like a bird in the air, says Margaret. Gwen Sanders says, "Ish from Oz." Oh, hell no, I'd pee in my pants, says Anita. Good afternoon, all, says Felicia. Hope everyone had a good Easter. Hello, Felicia. Alistair. Oh, Alistair's in the comment. Oh, he is double dipping into the comment section.
I know.
That's what he's up to. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's been sneaky peeky in the comment section,
I saw.
pretending to be co-hosting, or then the next thing he's just writing his own message. Let's get it on. Gail Mortensen says, childhood memories of the Rand Easter show when it was by Milner Park by Wits. Best part as a child was collecting the free samples of tea, packet soup, sweets, etc. and visiting the agricultural section to see the farm animals. Now you don't have that. Now you don't have the farm animals at the Rand Easter show. You got to go to the Pretoria show for that. I went one year just for interest's sake.
Oh, really?
To go see the farm animals. Yeah.
To the Pretoria SCO.
Yeah, I went to the Pretoria Agricultural...
Not a show, it's a SCO.
Yeah, you don't ask for the... Excuse me, please could you give me directions to the Pretoria show? As a...
No, dear.
No, dear. It's SCO.
It's
Waar's die SCO? Dis daar onder in die akker. So, I went and it was so cool going to the SCO because what I noticed was the pride that everyone had in their animals. They were bringing their animals to be shown and judged and whatever, not eaten,
What the best was for me at these agricultural shows in these country villages like
he knows about
Moinoi
agricultural shows as well. Yes,
Yeah.
Moinoi, yeah.
at Rustenburg and places like that was the wrestling.
Did you go to
They
these
always
shows?
used to have a wrestling tournament in these things, and you get the old auntie sitting on the first row with the umbrella beating the guy on the head because he was beating.
Did you go to these things, these agricultural shows in Moinoi and areas like?
Yeah, I lived in Rustenburg for a few years too.
We're learning more and more about this, man.
I'm getting a bit nervous now. I'm starting to break into a sweat.
Wait, I've lived a life. Come on, I'm 60.
You see.
You say you've lived a life, Al, but have you been to Brian Adams singing Summer of '69? I mean,
with Angelina's body standing.
I have been to Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers, the gambler.
That's pretty good.
Stop it, Sanson. Kenny Rogers is an acceptable artist, you snobs.
He absolutely is. Got to know when to fold him.
You got to know when to fold him.
Know when to walk away.
You got to know when to run.
Know when to run.
Brian Adams and Tom Jones are the two shows I've been to where 50-year-old ladies threw their bras up on stage. Tom Jones, he loved it. Brian Adams, he scooped that bra right back off that stage into that lady's face. I could not believe it. So stop it, Sanson, man. What do you also go to Brian Adams concerts? Don't you snobs?
My mom used to love old Tom Jones.
Tom Jones? Yeah, I went to. He was at. He was at.
It's not unusual.
It's not unusual. That's the old joke. Hey, where the guy goes to the doctor says, "I keep hearing Tom Jones songs in my head," and the doctor says it's not unusual.
Not unusual.
It's not unusual.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Alistair says, I'm hitting on Alistair says now. In the comments section.
Come on,
do you see
Alistair.
this?
Come on. He's putting us to shame here.
I'm innocent. Your Honor.
Felicia says she'd have a heart attack. She'd get a phobia. Way too much missile activity up north. Just love Tonya's laugh. Like Katy Perry stood in a puddle and is now... Katy Perry stood in a puddle and she's now a deep-sea diver. Matilda Harris says, "Hi, Tom. I did one of the first TV ads for toothpaste. You all have a fantastic day." Thank you, Matilda. Which toothpaste? Which toothpaste was it? Ginger Ninja 9 says, "Ginger lives matter." Hey, Velta Fredden agrees. Margaret says, "I know. I'd rather die than throw my underwear at Tom Jones and Brian Adams." Me too. I never threw my undies anywhere near Tom Jones or Brian Adams. I would not throw my undies towards anybody, actually.
Funny.
Probably wouldn't get very far while I'm busy removing my undies. That's when security will take me out of the place. So it's time
to the ground in 5 seconds.
Time for you to leave.
Thank
you very much. I was just on my way out with my underpants. Thank you. So what were we going to talk about today?
Do you want to know if we have a running order? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, we had a running order.
Valentine got rescued.
Who? Oh, your bass, your potato bass.
My potato bass.
Okay, how do I find this now?
A picture and a great big.
Yes, we need to show this video now. How
do you
are
want
we...
me to send it to?
No. You will be sending it to the device you're on, so that's not going to work. I think you shared it recently, so I'm just going to look for that.
Did. Yeah,
so
I do share a lot though.
So set the story up. Just tell us about this bass.
Okay, so this is at a place called in Kumasi, a place called Cathedral Reef, and it looks like a big cathedral when you dive down. And as you come down, there's a potato bass that comes to greet you. He's an enormous bass. Call him Valentine because one of Walter's particular favorites. Walter's been known to give him a good old smooch, even stick his whole head inside the bass's mouth to check for hooks and stuff. So
sure.
They're very good friends. Yeah, very good friends. But
Someone went
always
fishing
friendly.
there.
Super friendly, yeah. And the last time they went, Walter and Jason, the bass was unfriendly, and then the next thing happened.
And they couldn't understand why. They were like, but hold on, Valentine has always been friendly with us. And now why is this potato? Why are they called potato bass? Do they eat potato or something?
Oh, it's a good question, actually. I don't know.
Ask
I don't know how to call potato bass.
Ask Grok.
Ask
They will
Grok.
not be like a potato.
Ask Grok. I wonder.
And they
I
taste like
doubt that they
potatoes.
actually are potato eaters. My guess is that they're probably
No.
not very big potato eaters.
So it's probably because they look all lumpy like a potato.
We're going to find out. Grok
Okay,
will.
I'll tell you
Elon
why.
Musk
Here we
knows.
go.
Probably Neuralinked right into Elon Musk's brain there.
Well, I actually used AI from Google for this one.
Oh, okay.
Due to the distinctive dark blotches on their light-colored bodies, they resemble potatoes in shape. They are very, very fat and round. That is true. And they do have like dense and dark spots.
All right, so I'm busy.
They weigh up to 110 kilograms, eh? These things are
Wow.
big fish.
So there's the fish
Yeah.
that we're talking about on screen now, Valentine the potato base. And and there's a hook in the
Here we go.
there's a hook in its mouth. Hold on a moment. What's going on? They're busy talking now. I'm trying to get through their talking. They're talking, and now here's
there we go.
Valentine
Here
the
we go.
potato base with.
That's a pineapple fish. That's a moth fish.
No, there he is. That's the bass with a hook in the
there's
side of its fish.
Sorry. I'm a bit behind you.
That's right.
Sorry.
There's Valentine. There's a big rapala or something sticking out of its. Wow.
Rapala.
You do not want to
Yeah,
eat
that's
one of
huge.
those for breakfast.
That is huge.
Yeah, that's what Valentine said.
It's what the bishop said to the actress.
Stop it now. Stop. So now, so now here's the diagram of how they got the hook out. And then they got long nose pliers. And then there were a couple of attempts to try and get this
Couple,
hook,
about 20.
the hook out of the fish's mouth. And then eventually, in one of these goes, you see they battling. But in one of them, all of a sardine, it came out. It was quite
literally with the sardine.
The sardines are coming.
Yeah. So
Look at that.
congratulations to Walter Bernardus and
Bravo.
the African Water Sports team from Valterfreden Park.
I wonder
the rest
how
of the
he's going to
country.
stay friendly with you, fiddling around in his mouth like that.
Yeah, do you think he'll come near people again, or
Yeah, of course you will.
he will?
Of course you will. Yeah, divers though, not fishermen. Fish
Yeah.
responsibly, Oaks.
Yeah. You know, I
Don't fish
I
over
went
the
fishing
reef.
for a while. But
Really?
yeah, and I mean bass fishing, and then not potato bass fishing, I promise you, bass fishing in lakes for sport apparently. And I would go, and we would go, other guys and myself, we'd go and we would get lures, and we would throw them in, and then the fish would bite them, and then you reel the fish in. And you go, wow, that's a big one. That's a big one I got here. Now check this out. Then you take a picture.
And you put it back.
And then you take the hook out, and then you throw it back. And I didn't quite understand. I still don't understand it. People say it's therapy. I don't know. And not for the fish, that's for sure. It's like
Definitely not for
definitely
the fish.
not therapy for the fish. And I was okay with it until one day I caught a fish, and I used to give them names. So as I was reading them in, I'm like, oh, this is Harold. Harold, don't worry, you're about to be free. I'd say stuff like that. And then I got the fish, but the hook had gone through his eye.
Oh, no.
And and then I had to pull the hook out, and I'm sure I had damaged his eyesight on the right-hand side for at least a while, and then I thought, that's it. I'm not fishing ever again unless it's to eat the
Good.
fish. I mean, if I'm going to eat it, that's fine. But I'm not.
Doesn't matter if it's got eyes or not.
I don't want
Yeah.
to be putting a hook through its eye and then throwing it back to go.
Exactly.
So I decided that was torture, and I wouldn't be.
You're right.
I wouldn't be part of it, which didn't make me popular with the fishermen. I was told I wasn't a real man and I should go and watch ballet. And when I told them that I like ballet, then they said that was the proof that I was not a real man.
You should just be a diver, Tom.
No, I can't. You know that I've done that.
I know.
Ian F is back on Hot 102.7. For those who don't know, he's back. Yay! That's nice to hear. Always nice to hear the old guys like ourselves getting a bit of a chance behind the microphone.
Who's ourselves? You refer to yourself, there, matey.
Okay, I'm not old. I must actually stop saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not old.
Because what are you going to say when you're 65, Jonathan?
That's right. Okay, I'm not going to say it. Watch a potato bass on a night dive. They become predators from hell. They are not vegetarians.
Yeah, they do. Not vegetarians.
Catch and release. I'd rather watch paint dry. Yeah. Some people have pressed the like button. Some pressed the heart button. 3 pressed the ha-ha button. 3 people found us funny today.
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
We're doing well, mate. We're doing well.
Doing okay.
Can you pat yourself on the back?
No one's cried. No one's cried is good.
Really?
Those people that press
crying.
that like, heart, and ha-ha button, those are the show's friends. If you haven't
Those
pressed
are
that,
friends.
then you're our enemy. Yeah. Apparently, Tom, it looks like you may need a Red Bull. In this house, we feel as if we've been bitten by the tsetse fly fall. Yeah, it's the same thing. I think what is it around
I
this?
think it's the vaccine.
Eh?
You think it's the vaccine?
Blame everything on that thing. I got a runny nose. It was the vaccine, I tell you.
The vaccine.
I never had runny noses before
almost
they
fell off.
injected me. Next thing
My
I know,
toe
they
almost fell off.
injected me and I had runny noses for the rest of my life.
Exactly. No, I think it's true that
You like conspiracy theories. You love
I love
conspiracy
it.
theories. All right, so everybody seems... So when I started the show, I said we've got a new button. It's called the I Feel Good button. We'll give it a test spin here.
I feel good.
So if...
Thank you very much.
That's a pleasure. So if you're not feeling too hot, you can always just get in touch with us in the comment section. You could do it now and say, Tom, please press the I Feel Good button, or I'm not feeling so great, Tom. And then if you write that, we will give you instant James Brown therapy on the show.
Don't say we don't give you anything.
We do. Save lives.
I've just noticed something.
What's that?
Margaret Guyder
Yes?
shares a birthday with me.
Really? And I think she invented that thing that picks up radiation, the Geiger counter.
And isn't she related to Enoch?
She's her mother.
She's the mother. One is the mother and the other is the daughter.
Thank you very much.
The
I never
Geiger,
know
Thank you
which
very
one's
much.
which.
they're known as the Geiger girls.
Thank you very much.
The Guyder counter.
The Geiger counter.
Oh, that's funny. What is that, lion?
Oh, it's don't tell anyone what we've just
You got
got.
a cat.
You keep
Your
you
brother's
keep
in the house.
you keep kittens. We keep cats.
Your brother's in the
I'll
house.
chuck a zebra there just now, Fluffy. Don't worry. Women love lions roaring. You know why I put that there? Do you know why I put that there? I put that there because women love lions roaring.
We do. It's true.
It does something to women.
It's absolutely visceral.
Yes, this is
It's terrifying.
this is me. This is like me spraying on cologne.
What was the first cologne you ever wore?
Aramis, stinky stuff. Stinky stuff.
Please put your cologne on again for me. I want to see.
You take someone to Bergendal, and you in a tent in the campsite, and you wait for that lion to roar. Sure, you are getting lucky tonight.
You reminded me of Leo Susan.
For sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Everyone feels good, apparently. Please record Tonya laughing. We'll play it every day. I think we should. That should be another button here. Hey.
Oh, no.
where we just have you
stop
laughing.
it. Stop it.
Okay, Marilyn. Marilyn Wason says, "I feel good." For you, Marilyn. For you, Anita.
I feel good.
And Margaret,
Bring some. Margaret Guida says, "Bring some James Brown on the show." Yeah.
Feel good.
Helen says, "I loved Aramis back in the day. You used to get a free umbrella." Ella,
It's true.
Ella,
Actually,
Ella,
Ella.
Ella, Ella there, Ella there.
Ella Reticani.
Ella Reticani se va sexilo.
what the hell was that?
That was, "Hello, how are you? I'm going to smack your bum." If you put all the words, well, Tonya said the "hello, how are you" part, and I said the "I'm going to smack your bum" part. That's the only Greek I know. Sorry, the Vasexilo. Come here, baby.
And then I said, that's good. And
The only
there's
Greek
no
I know is the
internet.
cafe down the road.
That's right. So take chappies.
Chappies.
Take chappies.
Take
Take two cappies
chappies.
and go.
Oh, man.
Go, get down. Take two chappies, go.
That's right. Go. Yeah, you know, I used to love the Greek cafe owners. My friends would get caught stealing. I never stole anything from a Greek cafe, but my friends would get caught. And then they'd make them go call their parents, which I think is the right thing to do. That's how you sort kids out. You'd call the parents and then embarrass them and they have to cry and get a hiding and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
if my father was called Chana, I would be terrified.
Yeah, can you imagine being called to the...
No ways. I can't
Uncle
imagine.
George's
Till today,
Cafe.
I wouldn't be able to imagine.
Imagine if you got called back to Uncle George's Cafe.
Yup.
Oh boy. Don't bring back that from memory for me, please.
Did you lift something?
Oh, no. My dad and the town clerk of the town we lived in, coincidentally, Uvongo,
Yes.
had a tiff one day at the Ratepayers Association because they were trying to get something done, and the town clerk wouldn't put it through. So he and my dad had a head-on collision, shall we say. And I went out and decided that I wanted to see how a pump station worked at the local bowling club, and I got caught doing it. And who should be the one but to take me home to my parents, but the town clerk?
Oh, hold on. So you didn't steal anything from the Greek cafe?
No, but I was breaking in, and the town clerk caught me.
You were breaking into the bowling club to see how the pump station at the bowling club in Uvongo works.
Works.
Yeah.
I have a question, Alistair.
Yes, babe.
Why? People, why? Anyway,
Were you rocked too close to the wall when you were little, mate?
Was I rocked too close to the wall? No, but I was
She's been
dropped
nasty.
off my head.
She was dropped on his head.
What? Were you dropped on your head?
Yeah,
No. Seriously?
yeah.
But that's
See, there, look,
who's
There's actually a dent, apparently. Is there really a dent in your head?
Somewhere, yeah. One of them.
Are you serious? Have you got a dent in your skull?
Somewhere there, yeah.
Can we get you a
And-
doctor or something?
And I nearly put one in my son's head too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
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 Vanessa says, I love this. I love this. Vanessa Schmidt says, my friend Brenda stole a peppermint crisp. No, Walter, don't encourage it. Walter, friend Bach. Stop.
But peppermint crisp is easy to steal.
How do you know?
Oh, how do you know? I've never stolen
If you've got it
anything
in
in my
your pocket,
life.
you can just pop it in and nobody will know.
Oh,
It's
Daryl.
No. Don't encourage him.
Jeez. This was in Standard 7, says Vanessa.
hectic.
That's hectic.
I
Eh?
used to have a tea leaf for a friend. I used to have she was a proper thief, bless her.
Your friend was a thief?
I need to
Yeah,
take
my
Joseph
friend,
Hospital.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the UK, and she used to literally, it used to be a challenge for her to see what she could walk
I
out
also,
with.
I also had a friend who was a thief. She's dead now, but I did have a friend who was a thief, and that's why I can tell the story. She had a whole thing going within Mr. Price Homes, or where she'd go in and pull the shelf down on top of her, and then when everybody ran around going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" she was busy looking for the knickknacks and the knives and the forks and things that she wanted to take home and put in her handbag. That was her modus operandi.
My friend would see how much she could get away with.
It's terrible.
Literally, the biggest thing she got away with was this big stuffed Santa Claus. It was
terrible.
sing jingle bells and that.
Can you imagine going to jail because you stole a fake Santa Claus?
Santa
I've never walked into a shop and lifted
too
something
funny,
in my
right?
life. I'm too.
No, me too. I'd get caught.
I'm too.
I'd get caught.
No,
I
I'm
know
just.
I would.
I'd be the guy that like those at border control. Border security, Australia, whatever,
Yes.
where the guys are there and they're sweating and they shaking because they've got 20 kilos of Colombian marching dust in their suitcase. I'd be that guy. I'd be.
Those Chinese guys with 13,000 tons of food in their
That's
bags.
right. Yeah, I'd be screaming, "I'm guilty! I'm guilty!" as I got off the plane.
I'm telling you.
So
I'm
I don't
telling
know.
you, I'd be exactly the same.
I don't know. Dirty secrets,
Crazy.
eh?
It seems to be the topic of conversation.
Margaret Guider says, "Tom, you're a real Scorpio," asking Alistair if he has dents in his head. But he said, I didn't say. Poor Alistair in his head. People are all worried about Alistair's head now. Oh my word, you guys are so funny today, says May. The inside of it. Marilyn Wason, thanks, Tom, much appreciated. Tom, you need to stay indoors more often. You're on a roll today. Feeling good? Would you guys like a cup of coffee? Yes, thank you. Cup of coffee, please. Auntie Bev says your mom loved the lions roaring in Marloth, Tom.
There you go. Check.
She did. And I think those were the nights when my dad was pleased. He's like, yeah, the lions are roaring. Maybe gravy. We didn't really get to the running order today, but what's new on the Tom London Show?
Nothing, mate. Nothing's new. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I think there was a story that I was supposed to finish that I can't remember what the heck it was now.
There was, and you're going to go back and think,
It's really going to bug me. It's going to bug me.
Go back and rewatch the show and go, there it is.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the show back, and then I'm going to get to that moment where I say, I've got to tell you this funny story of the ranch. I'm sure it was the ranch show. Oh, we can finish it where it began. Hey, my memory just kicks in. Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom London's memory just kicks in. Walter Frieden on my side. My memory, I can feel it connecting.
Mine's like a steel.
When did you get the vaccination?
It's ever since I had that vaccination. Here's a funny story. At one stage in my life, I used to love very fancy cars, and the fancier and faster, the better, and convertibles. And I was driving past a shop one day, and they had this beautiful Z4 3-liter Roadster outside. And I said to myself, "You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it." And the next morning, I went and I bought it. And I loved that car. It was quick, and I started driving look for new roads to work, and then because I wanted to drive a little bit more with them, go around the corners and stuff, and then 2 weeks after I bought the car, I got a speeding fine in the post for like $1,000.
Oh, no.
And I realized it was on a camera on a new road I was taking, and I'd been speeding for over 2 weeks every day. So I knew I was in for,
Sherbet.
there's 14,000 rands worth of fines exactly coming my way, which is exactly what happened. Every day I opened up a new 1,000 rand fine, and I never paid them. And like most South Africans, and well, like the dysfunctional South
Thank you
Africans.
very much.
Just take a
And
look down your driveway, Tom. They might be standing there waiting for
Thank
you.
you very much.
well, that's a long driveway. This one, they won't make it up. So I had all these fines, and I'm coming round the N1 Southgate side one day, and the Metro cops have stopped the whole highway. They haven't even given you the option to drive past the off ramp and then take the next one. You know, they just blocked the highway, and then they pulled me into and I thought, and luckily it was a lady cop, and she came walking towards me, and I thought, you've got one chance, Tom London, one chance with that mouth of yours. And I looked at her and I said, my God, where are the scratches? She said, scratches? What do you mean scratches? So I said, when you fell from heaven, you must have scratched yourself somewhere. So she said, license, please. And she took my license, and I thought, oh, they had the bus there with all the people going on to go to jail for the night. And I thought, there's still room on that bus, so I'm going to be on that bus. And then she came back and she said, Mr. Tom. I said, yes. She said, I'm supposed to arrest you. And I said, I'm sure. She said, but because you are so nice to me, you can go. That's why I love.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, South African police system. Sometimes it works in your favor. You know I'm telling the truth. You know we complain about these oaks. You know if we can drive away from a roadblock without paying the fine, we're happy. Good for us, eh? We must be honest about our true nature in this country. But anyway, so I thought, okay, well, I got away with it. And then I went to the Rand show. And the, what do you call the Metro Joburg, JMPD, had a big stand there. Yeah, they had the big van that they take the people to the Chucky in. And they had their whole JMPD flashing light cars and all sorts of stuff. And then they were doing a public service. You can check for fines if you want. So, oh yeah, thanks. So they asked me, sir, would you like us to check for fines? Yeah. No. And the next thing, the printer just started printing out fines. And I was surrounded by Metro cops at the Rand show, and they asked me whether I wanted to go straight or budget, and I had to pay it right there. So that's my top tip. If you visit the Rand show, do not go to JMPD. Yeah, don't go past the JMPD stand and do the free fine test.
The free test.
The free test. Ow! I don't feel good. I'll never forget that.
I can't believe you fell for that one.
But they made it so sweet. It was like sweet, sweet, sweet. The devil himself. Come here.
Syrupy.
Yeah. Nothing can go wrong. Look at our nice machine we've got here. Look at that.
Oh, go wrong. No. Go wrong. Go wrong.
That's right. Oh, man. Jillian Corona says hi. Kano Schulenberg says hi, everybody. Margaret Guider says, wonder if you were living in Sandton when you bought that nice new car. And I was living in Kensington and in Stellenbosch when I had fancy cars. And then I learned that when a fancy car goes over 100,000 kilometers, it starts costing about that much to repair.
Yes,
it starts at 100,000.
So that's why the warranty only runs to 100,000.
Yeah, that's when you realize these Japanese actually know something, don't they? Hey?
Yep.
There's a reason that Uncle Chris has driven that Cressida for the last 30 years, because it lasts 30 years. Yeah, same applies to Suzuki. Put everyone that's got a Suzuki. You'd never hear a Suzuki owner go, oh man, the timing belt just snapped on my Suzuki. That's not something you just don't hear that. You don't hear that. If you want reliability, you get a Suzuki.
Mm-hmm, it's true.
Oh, in Suzuki news, I've been waiting for this forever. Their first fully electric Suzuki is being launched internationally.
Wow. An EV.
The e-Vitara.
E-Vitara.
And it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh, I love a
gorgeous.
Vitara.
The e-Vitara. So there's a whole electric range coming. I suppose they'll come. I hope they'll come to South Africa, but that's big international news is the e-Vitara.
Probably will, Tom, because they now sponsor the Springbok cricket team.
Suzuki are sponsoring. Suzuki are on a roll. I mean, there's the Swift. The Swift is the best-selling passenger car now. It's
Great big Suzuki across the chest of the
That's
the
it.
Protean.
I need one of those T-shirts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. Trust you to get around. With Blue Murder and the Lady Cops. I got it's not just the Lady Cops. I've got Tic Tacs for the male cops as well. I had to learn how to do this. The male cops, I cry. The male cops, if I get stopped by a male cop and I need to pay a fine or something, or they tell me something I need to do, or a cold drink or something, I don't know, then I go, and I cry real tears, and I tell them about my dead mother and my dead everybody's dead. I'd say everybody's dead and I lost my job and I don't have a job, which is technically true. And it's just like, and I cry, and then after about 45 seconds of crying, they go like this. They go, 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 like that. And then they just want you out of their lives. They don't want your misery anywhere near them. And as you drive, sometimes when you drive off crying, they go, don't worry, it will be okay. And then I always think, gotcha, Metro. I got pulled over by some SAPS cops about it.
I'm finished.
I'll tell you another funny story. I got pulled over by some.
I can't imagine you crying with the cop.
I do. I cry. Woodmead intersection was the last time I did it. You cry. Male cops cry. My goodness. Now I can't remember what I was going to say.
You had another cop story.
I got so many cop stories. Oh, last year I was coming around a traffic circle, a circle, and I had a Coca-Cola 440 buddy on the passenger seat next to me. And as I came around the circle, it rolled off the seat and slid between the passenger door and the seat. And I thought, I've still got a half-hour drive home, and I wanted to sip on that Coke. So I pulled over. It was late at night. It was a side road. I pulled over, and I then leaned over like that to get the Coke. And when I leaned up, I saw a cop van right in front of me. So the cops saw something very different to what I've just described. They saw an empty car and then a guy do that. And they must have thought, we've got him.
Hello.
We've got him. Bust him. Drugs.
He's be sniffing.
So they were it was just a bloody Coke bottle that I was reaching for. But I just knew that the way I came back up and the whole thing, I knew that it wasn't just going to be, hello, Arsifer, tell me how you're doing. It wasn't going to be any of that. They were going to get me out the car, and the whole thing, and they got me out the car. And it was winter, and I was wearing a coat that had like 10 pockets in it. And the one cop was crawling around inside the car, and I kept saying, you're not going to find anything in there. I'm telling you, I don't have anything. Where you keep the drugs? I said, I don't have any on me, man. I told you I was reaching for the Coca-Cola the more. And then the guy, the one cop, he was taking everything out of my pockets and throwing it on the ground. And it was mostly snotty tissues.
When you were crying at the last?
No, because I'd had a flu or cold or something, and I was blowing my nose for days, and I had this jacket with 10 pockets, so I just kept putting the snotty tissues in the pockets because there were lots of them. So there were 10 pockets full of snotty tissues, and the cop kept pulling out snotty tissues. And then there was one where my nose bled, and he went, aha, blood, now we've got you. And I was like, what do you mean blood, you've got me? I had a blood nose, but... And then he found 2 Panados. MDMA! I'm like, those are Panados. Look there, it's written there, Panado. And it was a big pavlova on the side of the road, man. You know, you got to stand there with your arms up and people driving past and you say, I'm actually not, I never did anything. And you stand in there like that on the side of the road. And I was so the helling with them by the time this whole thing finished. I was ready to shout, and I thought, but don't, because then they put you in the back of that van and they roll you around and stuff. And so instead, because when they pulled up to me, they pulled up to my passenger door. So if you imagine, I was in the car like that, and they pulled up like that. So I got into the car, they got into their van. And they started
Yeah.
the van and I started the car, and they reversed so they could pull forward. And as they pulled forward, I had a hat on, a beanie. I shouted, "You never checked under my hat!" And then I put foot like that. I put foot. I thought, you know what? If they follow me, then I'm really gonna milk this one. I'm gonna stand there and then gonna tell them once again there's nothing. But they didn't follow me. But I'll never forget the look on their face when I said, "You never looked under my hat." They were,
That's so funny.
I thought, I'm gonna get you
That's
guys.
funny.
A coughing fit act works as well, says Gail. When getting stopped at a roadblock, the more you cough, the more the cop social distances from your car window. I reckon spitting probably works too. Hey, spitting. You spit out the window. That should sort the cop out, keep the social distance going. Coughing. Guys, remember to join up and make a Back About It campaign. Oh, that's Alistair. Margaret Guider says, I'm wondering, being somewhat of an actor,
About Weekly Wish.
how do we know when you are real or playing the fool? I'm playing the fool now. I'll tell you when I'm playing the fool. Tom, I work for Metro Traffic. Going to check out your outstanding. I don't have any. They all got paid about 2 years ago. I paid them all. And there weren't many. There was one, I think. I paid it.
I love Helen Bitbox comment.
What did Helen say?
Check.
Okay, hold on. Let me say, Margaret, wonder if you were living in Santa when you bought the nice. Oh, we got to go flirting your way out of a roadblock. Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Bit late. How's it, Lillian? Lillian Kreling is on board. Hey, Belter Friend Park. Please say how's it to Lillian Kreling. Thank you. Just arrived back in Howick from Joey's after Easter with my kids. So special. I'm sitting here with a hot cappuccino. Really enjoying your show. Thank you so much. You're also special, says Marilyn. So nice. Are you, Marilyn. We love you. Don't play with a JMPD block around Mondial Station. That's a monster, says Una. That's the south, eh? Trust you to get around with Blue Murder and the Lady Cops, Mr. London. Not without load shedding, you'll always be late for... No, I've had this argument with Tonya already. I don't want to get into the electric car argument. Tonya says there's load shedding, you can't drive the car. I say you don't understand how these things work. They charge very quickly. They charge quickly. Doesn't work like you think. Oh, man.
Third.
Margaret says, ach no, man, I'm booking you to Mars for Pete's sake, crying like a Hollywood baby. I will. Marlene, hopefully no Metro cops are watching. Which is the comment you said I must look out for?
No,
Helen Bitbox says you naughty shit.
Oh.
You'll get us banned, Jono.
See that? Helen's using the...
Expletives.
Helen's using the...
Have you got a beep button?
Helen's using the good stuff. My brother, I've told the story before, it was one of my favorite stories, and I'll leave you with it this afternoon. My brother, we encouraged him to learn yum yum bubblegum. You know the line, you know the little yum yum bubblegum? Do you know the one?
Yes.
Do you know
Yes.
the next line? Stick your finger, you know that one?
Yes.
Yum yum bubblegum, stick your finger up, you know that one?
Yes.
And he's saying it to your mother.
So we got Nicholas to go and say it in the kitchen to my mum while she was cooking. And he was a little oak, and and he said, Mom, and she turned around, and he said, yum yum bubblegum. If it's nice, twice. And my mother took the mellow yellow. Do you remember those mellow yellow mustards? I don't think you get it anymore, but mellow yellow was a mustard you could buy in a big yellow squeeze bottle. And she took the mellow yellow and she put the nozzle in his mouth and she squeezed it until 2 mellow yellow fountains came out of his nose.
Poor Nicky.
And Nicholas never ate anything yellow for the next 25 or it could have been 27 years, I'm not sure. But yeah, yum yum bubblegum got him a mellow yellow fountain there. Cleaned out his sinuses for life. You know what I'm talking about. Helen says it's not a banned word. Chill. I don't think that it's a banned word. We should all be able to say it.
Oh, I agree.
You go first,
Except
Tonya.
Mark Zuckerberg. No ways.
Oh, come on.
I want Mark still to take my money.
Okay. All right. So
I don't suppose you will remember Eric Egan, do you?
don't start with that. You're going to get me telling the polar bear joke. Is that the joke you're referring to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he got kicked off air. He was one of the first broadcasters. Yeah, he told a joke, and I think he told it in the children's program. And maybe that's where we'll leave it today. Should we leave it there? Should we leave it there? How do you catch a polar bear, Tonya Curry?
Don't know, very carefully.
You cut a hole in the ice, and then you put peas around the ice. And when the polar bear comes for a pee, you kick it in the ice hole. And pathetically, that's how we leave you this afternoon with the joke that got Eric Egan fired from the SABC. We're back with you again on Thursday. We will have guests on Thursday. Goodbye from Tonya Curry down in Sodwana. I almost said Uvongo. I'm coming down to KZN next week. Next week, well, I think Wednesday, I'm there like a bear. I'm staying at the Maharani. The Maharani?
Oh, you're at the Maharani?
I'm at the Maharani. I'll be staying at the Maharani.
Make a good curry.
There's the Maharani. They make a good curry there, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm staying at the Maharani. Oh, I can't wait. All right, so from Alistair, the only Jameson in Germiston.
Make it a double.
Make it a double. Down, way down in Sodwana. Tonya Curry, ladies and gentlemen, we love her. Long time.
Long time.
And from myself to you, thanks for joining us. I honestly, when I started the show today, I was so depro. And then Tonya, Alistair, and we joined each other like 2 minutes before we started. And then already we started laughing. And then Tonya said, "See, you're laughing already." And she was absolutely correct. I hope that this show does for you what it does for me and makes me laugh. And yeah, I hope it makes you smile. And I hope it puts a smile in your heart. And I hope that when you join us, you feel like you're joining friends who love you. And I hope that when you press the play button, when you leave us, there's a smile on your dial. The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Kyalami, the home